Hey, I'm Caleb, and I'm here with my tiny desk to talk to you about budgeting.
No, don't leave the video yet.
Budgeting may cause an adverse reaction in some people, but we're going to keep it simple here. Today, my goal is to break it down from a lofty, intimidating word of budget down to smaller, simpler parts. If you want to eat an elephant, you got to eat it one bite at a time.
This is all hearsay. I haven't ever done it.
And with that, let's get started. Thank you for joining me today. I am truly honored that you are here. So, budgeting. Everyone's heard the word, but very few people like it. Personally, I am one of the nerds that does. My wife Bailey, on the other hand, is not a nerd, so she tolerates it. Now, I wanted to start this channel with a video on budgeting because, in my personal opinion, budgeting is one of those core building blocks of good personal finance. People think that budgeting restricts them. They just want to have fun. I mean, sure, a budget does restrict your spending. It tells you exactly where you can't spend your money. But it also gives you permission for where you can spend your money. In the case of Bailey and I, if we didn't have a budgeted line item for restaurants, honestly, we probably wouldn't eat out that much.
I know, it's criminal.
I mean, honestly, it would have been hard for me to spend that money because it's hard to justify when there are so many other things that I can save to spend my money on, like chocolate milk. But our budget does give us permission to eat out because it's something that we enjoy. And I don't have to feel bad about it. Now, having given this long introduction, we're going to break down a budget into categories with ideal percentages to put into each one. Now, these percentages are based off of your take-home pay,
Meaning after taxes are taken out.
so keep that in mind. I've been trained as a financial coach from Ramsey Solutions, and these are the percentages that we used in class. But first, I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsor, my dog, Jack. Sure, he poops and pees when he gets anxious that you're not at home, but he sure is cute. Okay, so number one is giving. The recommended percentage is 10 to 15%. As Christians, Bailey and I are called to give 10% as a tithe to our church. Now, from a non-religious perspective, what organizations and causes are important to you? Consider giving as a part of your regular budget. Generosity really shows in someone's character. Number two is saving. This is going to be between 10 and 15%. Now, this is going to be anything from saving for an emergency fund to saving for larger ticket items like vehicles, to saving for retirement. Number three, housing. This is going to be 25 to 35%. Now, ideally, we're going to keep this to 25% or lower. I mean, it's going to free up a lot more space in other areas of your budget. But alas, some areas of the country are going to be a lot harder to keep the 25% in. Number four is utilities, and we're going to set this at 5 to 10% of your take-home pay. We're talking electricity, sewer, water, gas, hitting the like button to help the channel. It all counts. Number five, food. Food. This ought to stay between 5 and 15%. That means if I take home $50,000 in a year, I need to keep my chocolate milk intake to between $200 and $625. Is it enough? Number six, transportation. This is gonna be good to keep between 10 and 15%. For me especially, transportation is big. Before Rona, we lived 45 minutes away from my work. Now we live an hour if I'm driving, but I'm working from home, so we good. Number seven is clothes, and that's going to be between 2 and 7%. In my personal experience, this doesn't have to be this high. Bailey and I basically have all the clothes we need for daily use. If we need something clothes-wise, it goes in the miscellaneous fund. Oh, that sweet miscellaneous fund. Number eight is medical and health, and we're going to leave that at 5 to 10%. There's going to be medication, there's going to be doctor's visits, there's going to be deductibles, etc., etc., etc. Now, this might vary drastically throughout the year. Honestly, Bailey and I are blessed with pretty good health, so ours tends to be lower than that. Number nine is insurance, and we're looking at between 10 and 25%.
Wow, risk mitigation is expensive.
This is going to cover all the insurances. Health, life, auto, home, all the other insurances I forgot. Number 10 is 5 to 10% for personal use. This can be anything from blow funds, this is what we call fun money, to miscellaneous items, to hobbies that you have. Number 11 is entertainment. We're going to keep this to 5 to 10%. Movies, going out to eat with friends, attending Ohio State football games. Okay, there are some examples that I pulled straight from my life. Alright, and we got the last one, number 12, which is debts. We're looking at between 5 and 10% going to pay off consumer debts if you have any. Now, if you have consumer debts, pay them off as quickly as possible. Paying down debt is going to be one of the biggest benefits to your future financial life that you can possibly make. And that's it. Okay, there are two things I want you to keep in mind. One, these are guidelines, so it's something for you to shoot for. Your percentages are going to be very personal to you and your situation. If you can drop a category to even lower than what the minimum suggestion is, that is only going to give you space in other areas of your budget. The second thing I want you to remember is this all has to add up to 100%. You can't take the highest percentage on each category. That will definitely not be living below your means. So I'm going to pass this question on to you. How does your budget look in comparison with these numbers?
Do these numbers even seem reasonable?
Or do you even have a budget? If not, go through your expenses from last month and categorize everything. This is going to be your first step to knowing exactly where your money goes. Having said that, if you would, give this video a like because it's really going to help my channel a lot.
A lot.
It's a thumbs up down below. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up on money tips. We're gonna have a lot of videos coming out. Remember, money doesn't have to be confusing. Alright, me and my tiny desk are out.